What do we want? Comments. When do we want them? Now, I reckon. Come on, there's only so many ways I can introduce a comments video. Hello all and welcome along to another comments video with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Just a quick one before we begin. If you didn't see, on Sunday I announced one a day for May, where I'll be releasing one video every single day for the entire month of May to celebrate hitting 300 million views on the channel. It's going to be epic, so make sure you subscribe now if you haven't already done so you don't miss a single one. Right, on with today's comments video. I've got 17 of the beauties for you, and I think the last one will definitely make you smile. Here we go, and to begin with we have Ricky Hare, who says, Simon Dan, how much do they pay you for being a blooming idiot, a liar, deceptive human? You're the one that has the photos backwards. Again with the paying, wow. Now this comment was in response to a short where I explained that someone had the photos the wrong way round regarding the stranded astronauts who came back from the ISS recently. I even provided evidence, but Ricky seems to think that I'm lying. All I can say is, dear oh dear Ricky. Moving on, and next up we have Paul Cryer, who says, you have a large ego. You put 10-minute long vids on YouTube that is basically taken up by sponsorship, intro, then outro. It's nice that you debunk rubbish. But if you think that we're on eggshells like a Flash Gordon cliffhanger, nobody is. You're very wrong. The fact of the matter is that Creaky Blinder trumps you hands down. You're a bit boring. Creaky is awesome, I agree, and of course it's each to their own. Not sure why you had to tell me about it though. But let's look at a recent video I made. Oh, 18 minutes. Another one, almost 15 minutes. Another, 13 and a half. I don't want to nitpick, but if you're going to have a go at me, at least get your numbers correct. Next up to have essay is Alan Cairns, who says, Sly-Fi Dan is getting more pathetic every day and never has a real answer. Okay, is this just your opinion, Alan? If so, then great. I mean, if I'm getting more pathetic every day, how pathetic am I going to be in a month? Or even a year? Pretty pathetic, I think. At least I can spell it. Next up then we have Bulldog420, who says, low T, Simon Dan. Low T? Okay. Well, let me think, Bulldog. If I have low T and it took me 2 hours to summit Snowdon and come back down again, and then climb it the next day with my kids, then what does that say about your T? Think on that, my friend. Moving on, and next up to have their say is, it's Smuts Van, my Facebook troll. What do they have to say today? Losing to recordings must be embarrassing, except if your name is Simon Dan, aka Simon Dumb Dan, aka Runner, aka Loser, then it's a way of life. Yes, Smuts. Thinking that I lose to the recordings that I respond to. I wonder how many pictures of me Smuts has saved to their phone. Fun to imagine, eh? Next up then, we have Francois Gendron, who says, Simon Dan, dumb shill. Straight out with the ad hom then, because that's going to prove you're right, isn't it? Maybe Fact 10 Checo can fare better. Are you part of the scientific research team? Mwah. What on earth is that? Fi-Man Dan? I have to admit, that's an interesting one. What does it even mean? The lengths people go to, hey? Well, let's move on again, and next up is Dale Atkinson, who says, non-Simon Dan still pushing the BS I see. The P900 or P1000 have already disproven you and the nonsense you peddle. The ship's boats that have disappeared over the non-existent curve have been pilled into view, as has the sun when it appears to dip down. Just stop, non-Simon Dan. Round will never be spherical. Water does not curve and must be contained. Would love to see you have a pool with it being contained, or a pond, puddle, our weight. Tell me you don't understand how optics, gravity or perspective works without telling me you don't understand how optics, gravity and perspective works. Nice one, Dale. Next up to have their say then is Brett Stewart. What do they have to say? Simon Dan, shut up already, bud. Take your toy ball and Freemason worshipping elsewhere. Freemason worshipping? I'm not sure I know what you mean. I worship nothing. Other than the ground my wife walks on, of course. Yes, I said it. Weird one. Moving on again, and next up to have their say is Mike R. Fro, who says, how has it been debunked, Mr. Simon Dan? I mean, if the sun is 93 million miles away from us, the only rays that we are getting from it would be completely parallel. And if you want to say the atmosphere has anything to do with it, then how is our gaseous atmosphere right next to a vacuum without any kind of container? I'll show you how it's been debunked. Look, the perspective of the viewer shows the sun's rays to not be parallel, but if we look from a different perspective, boom, parallel. Sorry, Mike. Next up then is Striker Jones 8842, who says, is Dan saying that chemicals are not sprayed into the atmosphere? Because that's demonstrably and factually incorrect. The question is the intent and the chemical being sprayed. I've never said that, no. I've said chemtrails, the conspiracy theory that's being peddled, is not true. I've stated that cloud seeding and geoengineering is, and that they are wildly different. Hope that clarifies things. Next up to have their say is the last chapter 2023, who says, Dan's been scared to death for a full 8 years now. Interview a real geocentrist instead of the lower echelons and have a live debate. Then we can see Dan, math, logic, physics, etc. live. Anyone can debate a moron and win. Let's see Simon debate a real geocentrist. Let's see if Dan can math live. A real geocentrist like you mean? I won't debate things that are established fact. The fact that the Earth is moving is one of those established facts. Dear oh dear, my friend. Sorry. Next up we have Jeff Johnson 2228, who says, watching this Dan guy, not a scientist, shilling for the government is very entertaining. Okay, thanks Jeff. Pleased that you're entertained, but I can't help but think that was a backhanded compliment. Oh well, take what I can, I guess. Moving on again, we have Neil Graham, who says, getting a bit thin on top there, Simon Dan? I wondered how long the hair ones would take. Any more from anyone? Dan, did you ask the barber for the Forrest Gump look? Positive vibrated, well done to you for making me laugh on that one. I actually laughed out loud when I first read it. Kudos, big kudos, but no, I did not ask for that. Our final bad comment comes from Chad DeVorp, who says, I'm a normal dude, I do this for a hobby, not a job. I'm just like you guys fighting for the truth. Imagine thinking this is Simon Dan's persona. It actually is, Chad. Unless you want to offer up any other alternatives as to what my persona is. I'm sure you will, of course. And finally, we have a nice comment. I thought it would be good to finish on a nice comment. It comes from the Obsessed Patriot, who says, I'm so sorry, Dan. As an ex-flat earther, it's embarrassing watching what we do or what I did. Please know that when in the cult, anybody that says anything contrary to what you want to believe so badly is an evil person. And we also fully believe that. Some of us were genuinely seeking truth and unknowingly became indoctrinated. It was a desire to be able to see when we were being lied to. People like you in our minds had horns on your head. That's what is happening with these people. That's what they see. Yet you are one of the ones that feel it's a good thing to be skeptical and to investigate things we are taught. Please don't become too jaded against flat earthers. Some can't yet see what they do. They need help getting out. It is a cult with a bunch of normally honest people, and the cult destroys families, careers, people. Again, I'm so sorry. Yes, some are just lying grifters and hateful people, but some are good people that don't know they're drinking the Kool-Aid. Flat Earth has never made someone a better person. Never. I'm embarrassed what it did to me. Wasted time that accomplished nothing. I'm just sorry. Wow. Thank you. And I just want to say, there's no need to be sorry. And what a great insightful line that was at the end there. Flat Earth has never made someone a better person. Very, very interesting. Well, there we go. What did we all think of those comments? Let me know in the comments below what you thought of those comments. As I say, we're all done and dusted for another one. Thanks so much for watching today, as ever. If you enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the thumbs up button too. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great day. I will see you briefly on Friday, where I'll be introducing the first guest creator for the next 2 weeks, where I've got 2 weeks off. But till then, goodbye. Thanks very much. See you soon. Bye-bye.